TNT tip.
First possession.
Mowgli has been a great playmaker this year, and on cue, the lob is...
And so establishing their bigs early, a must for the Cavaliers.
Cleveland started with a successful lob against the Pacers Tuesday, and a win for the Cavs. And there is Allen, and he throws it down. As usual, they stand until the Thunder score their first basket, and Wallace 13-3. And a put-away punch Tuesday against the Pacers. Donovan Mitchell was special in that game. There's Allen.
And I like his activity early. Jared Allen has been playing very well as of late on the offensive end scoring.
Lou Dort fires one, hits one, and that... Cavs at 34-5. They did lose this past Sunday, only their 5th loss of the year to Indiana. They had a back-to-back with Indiana Sunday and Tuesday. 127-117 victory on Tuesday night in downtown Indianapolis.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there with Stan Van Gundy. It was a up-tempo game, Grant. It had a beautiful brand of basketball being played throughout, but too much firepower by the Cavs. And out as Mowgli misses, and Dort wrestles it away from him. Strong white Bulls. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, now the front runner for the league's most valuable player. He splits the double and gets to the basket.
He didn't settle. He attacked the big man, got to the rim.
Another turnover. This time Cleveland gives it away. Gilgeous-Alexander controls it, and Williams had it blocked by Garber.
The ball going downhill. SGA.
SGA's top 5 in the league in points in the paint. He's a guard. Mitchell bullies his way in. Allen's there with a rebound. Allen drops it off. A miss at the rim by Mitchell. Still in the Cavs' possession, and Garland misses a 3. Another chance for Cleveland. And Allen, a center who can match up with this Cavaliers team. He is also a major presence driving to the hoop.
I'll tell you, Isaiah Hartenstein, I mean, he has come in that trade and, signing this offseason. Got hurt early on, but when he's been healthy, they have been dangerous. But they're also used to not playing with the big. Holmgren's been out. They've gone small before. No excuses for this Thunder ball club.
Oklahoma City at 33-6. Top team in the West coming in. They've won 3 since they lost in Cleveland last Wednesday. And Williams missing on the 3. Allen clears it away for Cleveland. And Dort commits the foul on...
The Thunder are 22-2, so they're without their top 2 centers. Chet Holmgren remains out. I'm told he is progressing nicely, and he is set to be reevaluated soon, dealing with his hip injury.
Thank you, Jared. Good stuff there. And Grant, you mentioned it, but this is a team that can click into another gear without Hartenstein. They played a good chunk of the season without him. Obviously, he is a player they're still adjusting to. Been very successful with him in his first year with the Thunder, but as
passing. So it's been an adjustment for this team with them in the lineup, but they've been winning while they're adjusting.
They're still waiting to get Hartenstein and Holmgren on the floor together. Those early games Chet Holmgren played, Hartenstein was out, and of course Holmgren missing significant time. Hopefully he'll be back soon. They are expecting him to be back. As Donovan Mitchell reins in a 3-pointer.
Oh, Cleveland crashing the glass against the smaller defense.
Cleveland has 8 straight shots before that hit by Mitchell. Mitchell scored 19 in the first quarter Tuesday night, had 27 first-half points. As Allen set up beautifully.
He's first in the NBA in scoring, 3rd in steals. He's efficient, averaging 30 points on 53% shooting. His teammate Kendrick Williams told me this morning that SGA's command of the locker room impresses him while being the most intense player he has ever played with. And a cool note, guys, that we just learned today, this is the first time that both Shai Alexander and Donovan Mitchell, who's also in the MVP conversation, have cracked the top 15 in the NBAstore.com jersey sale. So these guys not only having success on the court, but gaining popularity as well.
And look at Jared finding the smooth. You can flip a coin, but I'll tell you what, SGA gets my vote this season thus far.
NBA's leading scorer coming into play tonight, Isaiah Joe. And he makes his presence known with a 3-ball that gives Oklahoma City the lead. Still a sharp shooter. Both of these teams play great defense. High-powered offenses as well. Fluid activity. They move it well. That's Max.
Bird and Strus have been big off the bench all season for the Cavaliers.
Strus had 17 in the game against Oklahoma City last week. He made 5 threes after missing significant time with an ankle injury this season. Just his 12th game back. Gilgeous-Alexander no good. Dean Wade with the rebound. Here come the Cavs. Strus to Allen. And Allen.
Each other, the big man alliance, as Shaq would say.
Third turnover for Cleveland as Gilgeous-Alexander gets by Garland. Garland fouled.
Yes, sir. Don't put. I'm gonna go. He said it, not me.
Cameo from EJ. Nicely done. SGA wearing the microphone for us tonight. We'll be able to listen into some of his chatter in this game. He and Darius Garland kind enough to wear the mics for us. Garland having a high-level year himself. Here's George Niang, and Gilgeous-Alexander tied him up, ends up in the hands of the Thunder. Carlson credited with the steal there. Gilgeous-Alexander with Niang on him, shakes and bakes and sticks.
8 days ago was 7 for 20. Certainly tonight coming out efficient. SGA.
Caris LeVert, one of the most efficient bench players in the league, gives it away. Cleveland turnover number 5 in this first quarter. Thunder by 2. 4.5 to go in the first. Gilgeous-Alexander has 6 on the board. Takes a peek, backs his way in. Now the fadeaway. Damn! State Farm Audio Assist. Couple of live wire personalities right there. Drafted rookie out of Utah. Buries a triple, makes it a 9-0 Thunder run here. George Niang cannot answer. Mobley keeps it alive, but Oklahoma City controls. Gilgeous-Alexander had his own 6-0 personal run before Carlson's three-pointer.
SGA and the defense of OKC forcing turnovers and getting stops.
Aaron Wiggins' first minutes being guarded by Mitchell. Joe has Strus on him, the 2 3-point shooters. Case and Wallace, a burst to the basket, can't finish it. Both teams like to run. Cavs always looking to get in motion. A transition 3, no good. And Case and Wallace with the board. Thunder on a 9-0 run right now. Last 2.5 minutes. Under 3 minutes to go in the first. Off-balance shot, no good. Strus with another rebound.
And Mobley came over to help and contest, contributing to that miss by SGA.
Cleveland has as many turnovers as made field goals. 5 giveaways early. Remember, this is a team that is 3rd best in the NBA in fewest turnovers. They average only 13 turnovers a game. The Thunder lead the NBA in steals and opponents' turnovers as SGA.
And you know the drive is coming defensively, and he still finds a way. SGA.
Mobley for 3, a miss. Wiggins, the rebound, he'll start the break. Isaiah Joe, a little hesitation, then the blow-by.
SGA, and then the poor offensive production here from Cleveland, who's had a very high-powered offense all season. 20% from the three-point line, 2 of 10, and 25% from the field for the Cavs.
High percent by the Cavs. They were held scoreless over 4 minutes. Alex Caruso on the floor for Oklahoma City, another one of the big pieces. Mark Dagnall without. Isaiah Hartenstein going deep into his rotation and getting some offense from the 7-point
line, but as you said, BA knocked down 2 big ones from the corner and from up top.
He hit a 3 against Philadelphia on Tuesday, played just 3 minutes in that game. Now Isaiah Joe for 3.
Ready.
Caruso, bounce pass, Gilgeous-Alexander. His first quarter led 12-10. It has been all Oklahoma City since, and Mitchell cannot score at the rim. And credit Brandon Carlson with a defensive stand. Gilgeous-Alexander
comes at you in waves. But the commitment to defense, BA, that's been the difference. This offensive Cleveland has been so good. And right now, they are struggling against the stifling attack on defense.
Only 14 points on the board. Strus
7 turnovers, which have led to 10 points. Because right now, Cleveland falling back into a zone here to close out the first quarter.
Here's Caruso. Wiggins spins off Mitchell. Nice moves there. Can't get it to go, though. And that'll take us to the end.
Attack the glass. They're a small team tonight, so if we get offensive boards, that's more possessions for us.
Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Jared Allen, a smart man, knows the scouting report. The Thunder are forcing almost 19 turnovers a game. Floater in the paint there. But 20% of the Thunder's points are off of forcing turnovers from their opponents. So you have to value the basketball and get a shot attempt every possession if you're Cleveland.
They get nearly 19 a game for the year in that category to lead the NBA. That's going to be a jump ball. Mobley, not because he's a true pro. And we appreciate that. Class guy. Donovan Mitchell, just 3 first quarter points. He was held scoreless against Oklahoma City last Wednesday. Here's Lou Dort, passes up a 3, sets up Kenrich Williams. And now Dort will oblige, and Dort will hit.
Bench not slowing them down defensively and offensively, everybody contributing. Allows the Littles to force a turnover.
Continue into this second quarter. A little over a minute into it as Dort drives. Dort, running back, going to the basket right there. Look like Calvin Hill.
He hit that 4-5 hole.
Mitchell, guarded by Williams, and inside Mobley is fouled.
19 in the NBA with 10:30 left in the second quarter. I did not see this coming.
They've scored 5 points in 7.5 minutes of game clock here going back into the first quarter. Remember, they led 12-10 at one point. Wiggins misses a 3. Okoro seals him off and comes up with a rebound. Ty Jerome is back, missed a couple of games due to illness. He returns for Cleveland tonight. Mitchell got to get going. Mitchell scored 27 first half points Tuesday and just 5 thus far in his first 11 minutes.
Zone defense trying to slow down the offense of OKC. Pull up jump shot.
Proud Canadians. 7 different international players on this Oklahoma City roster. They began the year as the youngest roster in the NBA. 24 years of age as Jerome rips a 3.
And right now offensive Cleveland, so they're finding the recipe on the offensive end. They just got to get stops, BA.
Kenrich Williams over Okoro. Thunder get back. Jerome at the controls here. Thought he could have played on Tuesday in Indianapolis. Held him out for 1 extra game so he could be ready for tonight as Okoro shoots an air ball. And that's symbolic of the way it's going for Cleveland right now. Caruso and a deflection by Jerome.
He's going to come out with force as Caruso if you're Cleveland.
Biggest comeback by the Cavs this year. 6 games. 14-3 on the road, the best record on the road. They're 20-2 at home, best record there as well. Best overall record. 70 or more games, 16 seasons, 73-9. It only has happened once in NBA history that 2 teams in the same season have had a winning percentage up over 800. These 2 teams have a chance to do that this year. That was the Warriors and the Spurs in that 15-16 season. The numbers are excellent. 57% from 3, 57% from the field.
Right now, OKC doing it with this small ball lineup. Jalen Williams at the 5 position where he, at times this season, has.
And I think the officials say, you know, one or the other, but it's going to be Cleveland ball. And great defense. Williams gets the steal. Okoro commits the foul. And it is all goal.
So impressive.
Williams kicks it to the corner. There is Caruso. He's got
hit a 3. Williams set him up with that dribble penetration.
See the turnover story, 9.
On Lou Dort, who stays in the game here in the second quarter.
Cleveland down 23. Bullet pass penalized there. And you made a good call there. And that was the explanation that Tyler Ford gave to us during that timeout, is there was not sufficient room for Allen to land. And therefore, the challenge was unsuccessful. Wiggins, nice little.
Multiple guys just stepping up and making plays on offense.
Garland coming off Another assist. He's climbing the Cavs board. He takes it himself. 4 assists in this game. He trails LeBron James and Mark Price. He's third all time for the Cleveland Cavaliers in their franchise history. Cleveland needing a burst here. It's been all Oklahoma City thus far. The second half of the first quarter has got 2 baskets. Thunder by 19. Here's Dort, gives it up. Kenrich Williams is wide open. He missed it. 2 open.
Yeah, and OKC, I mean, they hit a couple of wide open threes, just could not convert.
Well, Garland, nice give to Okoro. He can't capitalize. Second chance here. Jerome. Garland. And he lost the hand to Wiggins. Stripped it. Another Cleveland turnover. 10 turnovers for the Cavs. Dort was running away from that. Oklahoma City with 10 made threes already. Another steal. Williams all the way. And the Thunder. Primal screams. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander picked a good night.
Seemed like that kind of guy. Didn't seem like Charles Oakley back. So guard position, they've kind of gone small here to match the small ball action of the Thunder. See if that works.
Garland for 3. Got it. 5 tripped out. Garland scored the last 9. He had a big fourth quarter in Indiana. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, step back 3, in and out. Okoro with the rebound. 4.5 to go in this first half. There's been a blitz. Learn more, get help and or support. Please visit NBAcares.com. And there's Gil.
He didn't settle. He attacked, fouls. SGA getting to the free throw line.
18 first half points for Gilgeous-Alexander, and only 1 made 3. Garland for 3 again. In and out it goes. Isaiah Joe up ahead to Gilgeous-Alexander. Rises up at 6'6". He can drive, he can pull up, he can hit threes, and he is a monster defensively. The whole package. Okoro, and he's fouled.
5 guys defensively. He's so good.
Windows next week. 6 games on TNT next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Looking forward to all of it. Thunder by 19 with the ball here. Gilgeous-Alexander, 29 of 13. And he is absolutely rolling right now.
Mark Daigneault calls a timeout and just puts the ball in his hands.
Yeah,
and he delivers 3 possessions in a row.
Karis LeVert, Wiggins is with him step for step. LeVert can't shake him. Garland drives, tough shot, got it. Garland's got 11 in the quarter now. Gilgeous-Alexander drives, lays it in.
What was tough, you can't double team him with the shooters out there on the floor.
Garland drops here. Gilgeous-Alexander scored the last 13. J-Dub, Jalen Williams.
J-Dub was like, you know, someone else is going to shoot the ball this time.
Don't be so selfish. Lost it, and now Wiggins hangs, no good. Dean Wade there defensively. This has been an impressive showing by the Thunder. Best record in the West. They've won 3 straight since their loss in Cleveland. And another Cleveland turnover. LeVert is down. Here goes Wiggins, and he laid it done in the first half.
And right now, this Cavaliers team, they average 13 turnovers a game. They had 12 opportunity there by Garland, but 22 points scored off of turnovers, close to the average of the Thunder here in the first half. They're on a 140 point game here pace as SGA in this first half.
That was bad. You came in a little hot.
I came in a little hot. Okay, all right.
Smooth it out next time, Grant.
Smooth it out. The
It's like
intimidation.
your playing days. Here's Mitchell. Forced one. Caruso flying high for the rebound. A 23-point lead for the Thunder. Could not have imagined this tonight. Beg your pardon, 11 made threes, 19 attempts, 58%. Jalen Williams hits his first. You know, we hit the air talking about what a treat to be in a regular season matchup with these two three ball. You just never know in the NBA, and this has been a lopsided affair in this first half. And it's not that Cleveland can't score, it's that they cannot stop Oklahoma City right now.
Yeah, I didn't see this on my bingo card today. Hartenstein not playing, no real bigs, if you will, although Jalen Williams obviously has been serviceable, but they have come out determined and ready to avenge that loss. OKC dominance on display.
Didn't get it off in time. Atkinson was thrilled to see you at the half.
Just like most people are. He said that the Thunder hit him with hurricane-like force. Of those 13 turnovers, 8 of them were live ball to play with some own force of them for themselves. And they said they got to do something different on SGA. That's a pretty obvious one as well. But they're going to start big here. Kenny said, watch out, we may have to go small like we did to end the first half again.
Lou Dort hits him with a three-pointer. Thank you, Jared. And thanks to Kenny Atkinson and Jared Allen for talking with us. Very similar to his start against Oklahoma City last week. He's got 7 now.
And that was a big shot right there. If he can get going, he was 2 for 12 in that first half. Donovan Mitchell, so important as you see that swarming defense creating another turnover.
And they don't foul. That's what's so impressive is at what point does Kenny Atkinson to the next game start thinking about maybe some personnel, maybe getting some guys some playing time who don't normally do that. Their next game is Saturday in Minnesota. Thunder play tomorrow in Dallas, so they'll have a second of back-to-back on the road tomorrow. As Mitchell is
Only whip around the show on the NBA app.
Donovan Mitchell is down against Oklahoma City in the 2 matchups thus far. And as long as he's out there. Lou Dort left wide open. Gilgeous-Alexander saves tonight. It is not too early to promote our second game of the doubleheader tonight. The Rockets in Sacramento.
Yeah, I was going to say, go ahead and promote it.
Oh, man! It's been a blowout of epic proportions. Unexpected with two teams that are these two pieces together. They have stars in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell, and potentially 4 All-Stars coming up. I mean, they've got plenty of star power on their team as well. But the roster fits, and they look like both teams. They enjoy playing together, enjoy playing with each other, and they've built something special this year. As Mitchell is denied by Williams, the other Williams with a rebound. The Santa Clara Williams got the block. And here is Lou Dort. Allen is fouled.
They had, obviously, this game not indicative of what they've been, but the big difference in years past, when they win as Donovan Mitchell wins. If he didn't play well, they didn't win. Mitchell only had 11 points, but Mobley, Allen, Garland all contributed. And I think you're right. Multiple guys will make the All-Star game this year in the Eastern Conference.
The man from Arkansas, after picking up his 4th foul, here's Dean Wade in the corner.
And what's impressive, there's no let-up ever from OKC. They may not make shots offensively, but the commitment to defense.
Averaged 30-plus points per game the last 3 years. Got a chance to do it as the leading scorer this year. Last year and this year, averaging 30 points a game, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and shooting 50% from the field. Only others to do that, Stephen Curry in that 15-16 season. Michael Jordan.
No, I called it Scotty. What are you talking about?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that was on Joe Dumars.
No switch. No switch. You're ISO.
I'm sorry, Joe. Hard to stop.
He's day that monster 4-team trade went down, sending James Harden from Houston to Brooklyn and sending Jared Allen from Brooklyn to Cleveland. Cleveland was on their way to a 50-loss season that year. They have not had a losing record since. Jared Allen is one of the foundational pieces of this turnaround. Lou Dort hits another one. He is everything standing between this average Joe and $100 grand is surviving the most elaborate prank on television. The Joe Schmo Show premieres Tuesday at 9 Eastern on TBS. Cleveland, a turnover out of a timeout. Their 15th of the game. This is one of the better teams in the league protecting the ball. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls the string. Can't hit it. That score is accurate. This has been one of the more shocking developments in the regular season this year. 97-61. The Thunder with the lead.
There could have been three little for an easy two. Maybe the easy is two tonight for Cleveland. This OKC team has been so dominant, BA.
Cavs had a 12-game winning streak snapped Sunday against the Pacers. As joined him in the NBA. Santa Clara had 3 years there. Great player at Santa Clara. Turned himself into the kind of pro that I don't think many expected. Thought he'd be a good pro, but he's developed so quickly in this.
I know another great player who went to Santa Clara.
Oh, yes, there's a few. Nash. Rambis.
I used to call him, you know, Captain Canada, but I think now that's SGA.
That might be. Plays it in. And Garland is fouled.
And this year for them has been that world champion Boston Celtics, and didn't really get a chance to KC in their defense.
Grant, they're 6.5 up on Boston in the East.
It's crazy.
For the best record. They're 7 up in the loss column starting play. Xander puts 2 more on the board. He's got 34. Game's easy right now for the Thunder. Garland in transition. We got to count that one. In Oklahoma City and Cleveland. Where do you see it all laying out come season's end? I mean, Boston had a so-so month of December, but still the defending champs.
Boston is the team to beat. Too good, too
up over Houston. We're going to see. But the Thunder 6 games up over Houston right now. Thunder the 1 seed last year as well. 6 now. How many will he score? How long will he be on the floor? That's a big question right now. Karis LeVert is fouled. All the 1s are and the 2s aren't good.
I mean, it is a gauntlet out there. Friends, I mean, think about it. Minnesota, they haven't been as strong. Obviously, some changes to their personnel, but currently an 8th seed, playing OKC in the first round. If the playoffs were to be right now, and they were to win in the play-in, of course. But I think last year, this season, they won the first round, the OKC Thunder. They were in a tough matchup in the second round, lost to Dallas. Too easy. And right now has a 38-point game.
As Nuff Dagnall has him out there. Another guy in that trade 4 years ago. Went from Brooklyn to Indiana, and then eventually the Cavs traded for him. Caruso!
Bald eagle.
And Caruso gets the steal. Turnover number 16. Gilgeous-Alexander, no. And hits the shot
Of the Thunder.
Sam Presti made 2 key additions with Caruso and Hartenstein.
I just
Covering needs.
And I can't wait to see this team healthy at its best at the end of the season.
Caruso was in this Oklahoma City organization in the G League when Dagnall was the head coach down in the G League. It's Gilgeous-Alexander. Some feat of athleticism. Extra pass. Everybody gets a touch. Joe Cash.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. Over 115 points.
They're in great shape right now where they are in their standings. Now the priority is to make.
Missed 18 games. Thank you, Jared. Signed a 4-year extension in December. It keeps him out of free agency. He is signed through the 28-29 season. Played his college ball at Texas A&M.
And has championship experience. And we still have time in the third quarter.
The question is how in this game. A 40-piece.
A 40-piece. Impressive. I think he might shoot it again.
Caruso out to Williams.
But Caruso, his value, playoff experience, championship experience, if he can stay healthy, I think his value will really be seen in the postseason for the Thunder.
Kenny Atkinson was talking about the Cavs in that light too, as far as the playoffs go and the lack of experience in the playoffs. You know, this is a team that's still building. They put together this great regular season, but that'll be the real test for them for their next step. Oklahoma City went through that last year. Feels like the Thunder may be a year ahead of this pace that Cleveland is on right now. Cleveland still has to deal with Boston as well in the East, among others, but Boston, until proven otherwise, still the class of the East after their title last year. Gilgeous-Alexander, and he takes on Strus. Strus held his ground. Niang missed it. Williams the rebound, and we're coming to the end of the third quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander with 40. Does he take the last one here?
Yes.
Ty Jerome guards him. And Williams off 1 foot. He's got it on the board after 3 quarters. With this massive lead here as Cleveland turns it over again. Jalen Tyson is on the floor. He and Sam Merrill getting minutes to start this fourth quarter. Tristan Thompson out there as well. Bring Jared back in the conversation here, because the one thing you hear from both camps, this is just game 40 for
on building on sustainability, but it also means a lot of losing over a 3-year stretch, guys. Like 60 games in 3 years. They're likely going to win 60 games this year alone. As you might expect, Darius Garland said that period was embarrassing. He called it embarrassing. He had won 4 state titles in high school and never had lost that much. But vets like Tristan Thompson, who's now on the floor, and guys like Kevin Love preached to Garland and the young guys that it will eventually come full circle. Here in OKC, Mark Decknell told us that in order to keep guys' confidence high, they couldn't just tell the players that the future was bright. They needed to feel it, Grant. And there's something about this culture here in OKC that's more than just...
Obviously, last year, they were #1 in the Western Conference during the regular season. But the few years before that, you could feel the culture developing as this young team was playing the right way, competing. They were struggling, trying to figure things out. But they got their young guys to buy in and believe, and they have reaped the rewards here these last 2 seasons.
Kobe Albin and Sam Presti deserve a lot of credit. Presti has long been one of the most respected heads of basketball operations. I knew Sam way back in his San Antonio days. Comes from a great pedigree there with the Spurs, and you know, was a very manager when he arrived here. But he's been through the ups and the downs and the rebuilding, and he's a great basketball mind. Done an incredible job, and these rosters, they just work, and it looks like they're built for the long haul now. It looks like they're going to be
Flo Anthony. They pivoted off of that team to rebuild. They get to the playoffs with Chris Paul and Schroeder and of course SGA on the team. And then for 2 years they were kind of in the abyss, and then last year they're the #1 seed. So one of the quickest rebuilds. Loads of draft picks in the future, but it's a good problem to have for this organization with this young team.
Let me ask you about we saw Chet Holmgren in street clothes over there with Hartenstein, and obviously Chet Holmgren is one of the stars in this league as well, one of the young stars coming back from this hip injury. And you do wonder, and you mentioned they're learning how to play with Hartenstein, Oklahoma City, and yet they're having all of this success. I'm very curious to see what that dynamic's going to be like.
Well, it just gives them another option. They can go big as well, and the versatility that these 2 bigs have playing together possibly is Tristan Thompson is just moving.
Chet, prior to his injury, about what it would be like eventually to play next to Hartenstein. As you mentioned, BA and G Hill, he's never played in a real NBA game with him before. Chet told me that one major difference this year is that the initial plan was to try and play both of them together at times. There will be a learning curve after playing 96 games at center last season. So it's going to take some time.
Because he's an unusual 5. What do you mean by that? What's different about him? And what are they
Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams as bigs. They set screens, and they typically pop. Rolling to the rim creates offensive opportunities. He's a great passer. So we talked to Mark Dagno, and he talked about, look, we're still learning how to play with Hartenstein. I'm thinking, wow, they're 22-2 with him. Can't imagine what a
couple of threes early in this game. And Alex Dukas on the floor for Oak. Second of a back-to-back. Road game tomorrow night. Now they will bounce to Minnesota for a game Saturday night.
And when you lose like this in the NBA, you can't wait to play again. Get that bad taste out of your mouth. And Cleveland just fuse, not efficient, turning the ball over. Everything the Thunder way.
Great opportunity for these guys to get some run on an NBA floor every year.
Maybe the only long night this season for getting the ball moving around the perimeter. They've always been in the passing. I mean, I didn't realize he had multiple playmakers on this Cavalier team. Has suited them well, just not tonight.
Three-point player at Utah State, now in his 5th year in the NBA. Been pretty quiet since I returned from an ankle injury. Flagler comes up short. Another chance here. Flagler will fire. Comes up short again. And another chance.
3 for $1.
Dukas punts down that rebound. Saw Flagler in his collegiate days, as you did at Baylor. Another undrafted player that is on a 2-way. Tristan Thompson, how about Tristan Thompson still at it in his 14th year and enjoying his. Gives him some great leadership on that bench.
He's a culture builder for this team, and unexpectedly maybe getting some minutes here in this 4th quarter, but I'm blown away. I thought we'd have a close affair here tonight, particularly with
injuries, and they've lost rotation players. They've continued to win.
They're just persistent. They just come at you no matter who's on the floor.
I'll tell you, Flagler, he is not afraid right now. Those 3-pointers are coming up short.
Yeah.
But he's getting them up. He's 0 for 7 right now.
Hey, you miss every shot you don't take.
Of the NBA and making a run in history here. They blow out teams regularly. And their average point differential almost 13 on the plus.
I mean, those are all legendary championship teams. They have a chance if they can stay on this pace. I mean, you talking about surpassing the 71-72 Lakers? Dominant this time. You know, you're down maybe 4 or 5 points, and they come out in the 3rd, and next thing you know, it's a 15-point game.
Right.
Like, what happened?
Big early, he helped them grab the lead at one point early in this game at the 6-minute mark of the 1st quarter. The Cavs led 12-10, and then Carlson buried a couple of threes and has not looked back. He's made 3 threes tonight, got 11 points. As Tristan Thompson,
as a rookie, brings a physicality, rim protection, and 3 3-pointers, like you said. He fits right in here in Oklahoma City. I think this arena will erupt.
they're rooting for Flagler.
They're rooting for him to knock down a 3.
Bucket. 2.5 to go here. And it has been all Oklahoma City. And this game has been worse than that score would indicate, and that score is pretty bad. Thunder just absolutely rolling in this game tonight. A drive and a foul.
My condolences to
He transcended, sports commentary. He never even thought of himself as a broadcaster, even though he was for 54 years with the Brewers. He always considered himself a player. He had a locker down in the clubhouse all those years.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of them. He was a player and always felt that way. And a great baseball announcer, Hall of Famer, And he's going to be missed. And I know Ernie Johnson knew him well. Charles Barkley knew him well. He used to say about Charles's golf swing, he goes, you don't need a golf pro, Charles. You need an exorcism. you know a priest?
You know, I may use that when I play with Chuck again.
Yeah, I'm going to miss him. We lost a legend today in Bob Uecker. I love the man. Coming to the final stages here of a blowout Thunder win. Final matchup of the year in the regular season. Could this be a finals on Cleveland's way? There will be better days. There have been many great days for the Cavs leading up to this, and they'll get right back at it Saturday in Minnesota. First 6 minutes were going okay for the Cavs, and then they just a hurricane from the Thunder. Offensively, defensively, Gilgeous-Alexander, special MLK Day doubleheader. Wolves and Grizzlies with the Celtics and the Warriors. Nightcap, and those are afternoon games on Monday. And don't forget, we got a good one coming up next. The Hot Rockets, who have won 5 in a row in Sacramento, taking on the hot Sacramento Kings. Just had a long losing streak snapped in Milwaukee. And Stan Van Gundy awaiting the call there. It'll be rocking in Sacramento. They've been loud here tonight, and they have seen absolute dominance from their Thunder squad. And Oklahoma City will improve to 34-6. 18-2 at home. His emerging career front runner for